Welcome back, guys, to the stream. And today, we're essentially going to be talking and doing, and well, as you guys can tell by the title, it's called I Was For Once Living Again. So let's go for a walk, guys. Alright, guys, so we're back. We're going for a nice walk because it's been 2 days, 3. I don't even remember anymore. I would have to check the last stream. But I was in Corpus recently, and I'm glad to be doing these streams, these stuff, because it feels like I'm sitting down and reflecting and thinking about how I am, and I just love this documentation. I don't know if there's any medical benefits or scientific benefits, but there's a benefit for me, and it gets to see the progression, how I was and how I think, and just how I am about life in general. And for an example, now it's I shift away from pretty much everything now. I shift out of the trends. I don't think I'm living in trends anymore. I realized I didn't want to follow trends. I didn't want to do any of that. I think I'm at a point where I just want to live now. And I don't care about what's trending, what's in, what's that. I just want to know what I like, what I want to do, how I want to live my life, and that's all that matters. I see the whole point of trends, and I do see why trends will probably always be around, because humans are parasocials, and we like to mirror each other, and we just want to fit in. That's the only reason why. Aside of that, and when something's completely different, we try to understand it doesn't make any sense. Why? How is this possible? This can create an undeniable feeling in the mind, maybe jealousy, envy, or just there's a lot that comes into play when something is different or someone is different, either good or bad. So there is a reason why, I guess copy and paste does exist. There's a reason. But the problem with human nature is not the problem itself. I don't think there is inherently wrong. I think the ideal or ideology of perfect or whatever is for sure man-made construct, and it's essentially just something that people want it in their own way, and it's not an objective measurement or objective thing that people should be looking at. So when people think of this should be perfect, I want it to be this perfect, well, when we actually think of perfection in a human topic, or just in human nature or biology or just life in general, there is a cycle. I believe in the yin and yang. That's my thing of life. I believe it entirely. And it's, there's good, there's bad, there's life and death. And there is because of that is perfection. Happy moments must come with sad moments. Angry moments must come with chill or whatever is the polar opposite. Polarities must exist. I think the true meaning of perfection is not being perfect. And I say we stop trying to be perfect. As Tyler Durden did say, stop trying to be perfect, and I say we evolve. But that's the problem with human nature. Whenever our problems come into play, we don't know how to just accept and realize we can't be perfect. Stop trying to be perfect. Let's just live. It's like with people trying to reverse aging or whatever the case is, like Brian Johnson. It's just like in the matter of that context, we should just try to live and enjoy our life. And it's like, what's the whole purpose? It's undeniable. It's written in our code. We're meant to die. We must die. Of what I'm aware of, who knows? Maybe in the future it will be debunked. Who knows? I might not even be alive to know it's true or not. But for the life that I have lived, one thing is I've experienced a very small percentage of what life is, but a huge portion of consumerism. And meaning in that, I'm going to zoom in closer so the voice. Meaning in that aspect is that there is no critical thinking anymore. There is no curiosity. All the skills or the power that we have of our brain. People talk about our hormones, everything's getting messed up, all of that matter is getting messed up. That is the byproduct of the brain that is getting messed up. That is the byproduct. Everybody talks about working out and how you should be functional. Well, not everybody, but working out. A good body is a byproduct of working out. And people don't realize that. So is the mind. The body is the byproduct of the mind. And the mind is the most powerful, the most important thing of what a human can have and be. And man, it's hot. I gotta get back soon. So we're gonna have to end this shortly. But pretty much what I'm getting at is we live the exact same lives. I was just sitting, showering and just doing stuff, and in my mind, I don't think we really do. I heard something about free will, freedom of speech, free will, and I was just thinking about it. I was like, maybe we don't have a choice. Maybe we're just meant to live the same thing, not even by the elites, just in general. Who knows? Because no one lives for them anymore. No one does. If you really sit down and really think it through, the music that we listen to is because we're the byproduct of that environment that's producing that music, or our peers, or just stuff like that. The whole Looks Maxing became a trend. We are a byproduct of Looks Maxing. We weren't doing it because it's like, oh, they're right. Looks will give us a better life and blah, blah, blah. Of course, in some regards, it does improve life. But it's not end all be all. And why do we have to change? There is no point. You change because you should want to change. I think the most important thing in life is living. When I'm starting to realize about life is that I've been trying to chase perfection, optimization, don't leave regret behind in life. But maybe that is the deep soul of life. Maybe the best life is, everything in one. The good, the sad, the bad, the angry, the regret. Should have done this, shouldn't have done that. But it's the choice and it's my life. But one thing I know for certain, and I truly believe in, I'm spreading this information to you guys, is to live your life. Live it how you want to. You want to live it to your best potential, go out and figure out how to live it to your best potential. But there is no perfect. There's some stuff in regards of what is ideally perfect, like a healthy body. That could be considered perfect. A perfect lifestyle, maybe a low stimulus lifestyle. There's some things that are perfect, but the whole concept of there's only one way to live and be and do, and that's perfection is, not really true. And That's what I'm getting at. No one lives anymore. No one thinks for themselves. From our appearance, from the way we dress, the way we talk, the way we do stuff, we are a byproduct of our environment. We have critical thinking. And I'm not saying to drop it all, start trying to speak in random languages and stop trying to do everything. No, I'm just saying have a little individuality. Live, experience. And I think we will always be in a way of some regards, even if people start following this belief and doing things on their own and all that, we will always be somewhat in regards parasocial because we are wired to be that way. Have a kid, reproduce, be around people. We need to be around people to survive. Have a healthy body. There are certain things that are just true for universally humans, but we live in a very also subjective life and standpoint. So objective and subjective, we live in that. And it's a matter of choice how we want to live it. The matter of when you fail, great, learn how to come back. I failed when I went to Corpus because I didn't know how to do things for myself, and I was just jumping into things and just doing it. And I think it was also the greatest thing, even though I did fail because I didn't stay there that long and I didn't set out my goals. I think it was great. I think it was something like, hey, at least I tried. I got up, got my ass, drove over there, went over there. I didn't know what to do. I was trying to figure it out. I also got a taste of how unrealistic it is you think you just bam, bam, pop around, go around, blah, blah, blah. No, it's a lot more than that. And I also didn't try hard enough. I should have tried even harder and harder and harder. I should have tried anything I could to do to live or stay there if I really wanted to. I believe there is a way, maybe. Who knows, maybe it's unrealistic. But I think with any way or anything that's trying, you could get there, but it always requires work and understanding. But just like in life, people are meant to succeed and some people are meant to fall and lose. Maybe that's the whole beauty of life. You never know if you're going to win or lose. But in hindsight, I think we all lose. It's just some people lose faster than others. Some people get to have their glory and some people don't. Maybe I should use that. Some people get to have their glory and some people don't. There are winners and losers. But at the end of the day, we still end the same way. There is a fairness in life, and the fairness is death. The cycle of life. The biological that's wired in all of us, how we have to live and how we're going to have to die. The matter is your battles. That's the only thing that's, up to nobody. It's a matter of luck. It's a matter of, if it's for you, it's just a matter of a lot of things. There is no perfect way of living. There is none. Only things that matter to you will be perfect and what's important. There is no optimal way of living. The only thing that matters is that what works for everybody, and I think finding a balance too, but there is no perfect. I think the ideology of perfect needs to get rid of. There's no such thing. Perfect is imperfection, and imperfection is perfection. So it's an interesting world that we live in. I'm trying to stay off of the media. I'm trying to stay off of certain things. I want to create things. That's my goal right now. I just want to create. I want to live. I just want to live. Just like anybody else. I want to live. I want to live. And when people are like, I want to live, but I want to die. I don't think because of people, they don't want to die because they don't want to die. Maybe because there's some ones people do want to die. Maybe some people people are sometimes just dumb. But a lot of people say, I want to live. And why do they want to live? It's because they never did live. They never did. The people who are okay of I want to die, or people who are okay of retiring, or the people who are okay of finishing with something and being done with it forever, it's because they did it. They're done. They're gonna miss it, but they're done. They don't have that pain and sadness and that cast of shadow that's stuck with them because they never did it. And that's the same thing with living and dying. Nobody wants to die. And people are gonna be like, damn, it sucks, I'm gonna die, and then that's it. But the people who are really are in pain and suffering are the people who just can't go because they never lived. They never lived. Like all the professionals, like all the people who are very successful, the ones who are truly successful, when they're done, they're okay. They're fine. They're content with it. Yeah, they feel a little miserable because it's what they did forever and they're not used to anything else. But they live and they're fine eventually later on. They're sad, but they live. But the people who are stuck in that pain or misery is because they never got to live it. Like athletes starting off with a career and then they get injured and then that's it. Those are the ones that are miserable because they never got to live it. Until they choose and realize that was my path. Acceptance. There's so many factors. It isn't just genetics and, you get it and that's it. It is luck too. Life, I think that's what's the beauty of it. And there's a beauty of imperfection, perfection and perfection. True beauty is not something that's perfect and it's always working out and always doing good. It's also the pain, the bad things that are unfortunate. The things, look at movies. We always love movies. People love movies because why? What movies stick the most? The ones who do always super good and always doing good? Or the ones that do bad? Like, bad things happen. There's little good and then there's a bad thing. Those are the ones that stick more. The things that are very unexpected, the unexpected, always do good. And the unexpected is usually sometimes the bad or the things that you just don't expect. But the things when you always expect good, you're happy in the moment, then it goes away. Look at people who had something bad or said something bad to them or done something bad to them. Those stick way more than the good moments. People are always reflecting on the bad and never the good. But we shouldn't live like that. We should acknowledge both. We should be able to go and live on all of them, experience all of the spectrums of it. That's all I gotta say. Live it how you want to live it. There is no optimal way. There is no perfection way. There is none of that. Just live it how you want to live it. It doesn't matter if it was primal. It doesn't matter if it's modern. It doesn't matter. Find what's important to you, what will keep you alive, keep you going. And in some regards, even like soldiers or boxers, they know they're messing up their body, but they're happy that they got to live the life that they want to. I think that's the most important. Live the life that you want to. We learn, we make mistakes, and we will continue to make mistakes because that's the choice of life. But what matters and the worst thing you could do, and this is for me and this is for people out there for you, the worst thing you could do right now is that you never tried and you were afraid and you never lived. That is the worst thing you could do. I remember a while back in the beginning of the year, I told my sister, I was like, I'd rather die trying and I fell, or just I'd rather live a short life but I experienced the majority. We're not meant to live forever. We're not meant to have a certain expiration date. We're just meant to live one day at a time. It doesn't matter. The future doesn't matter. The past doesn't matter. None of it matters. What matters is today. How do you want to live today? How do you want to live tomorrow? That's all that matters. Today. How do you want to live today? What do you want to do today? What do you want to dress today? That's all that matters. Live and live today. That's my message out there for people and stuff like that. So, yeah. Peace.